Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this Sunday matchup between the Santa Clara SWAT and the OGSL Vipers. Both teams come in with the top seeding today as SC Swat is coming out of the C bracket while the Vipers are coming out of the B bracket. We started the game off with Eta Lauti. Eta started yesterday's action with the first pitch home run that traveled about 200 feet. What a way to start the tournament off for the Vipers. And let's see how she starts us off here today. Again, first pitch swinging is a drive to mid-right center field. Falls in between the defenders, and Etta coasts in with a game-opening double. Lauti has become much more aggressive during the fall. She's still got a keen eye for the plate, but she's beginning to drive the ball with authority and not taking as many pitches. Up steps Aaliyah Mesker-Irwin. Strike one. Yesterday she did come down with a double, a drive and a run. Coach Klein has her batting near the top of the lineup to put her hitting to good use. Change up, too high. 1-1. Usually Coach Klein has his runners get in scoring position and asks his batters to take a pitch, but today it seems like with Lauti already at second base, there's no need to do that. There's ball two outside. Lauti stares down the catcher, daring her to make a move. Ball in the dirt. Etta Lauti slides safely into third base. Etta has mastered the pop-up slide. You'll notice when she's stealing, she gets a good head of steam, slides early, and pops right up ready to take advantage. That ball gets past the fielder. She'll take the additional base. Foul ball. Strike two. Mesker-Irwin really is a key to this offense. When she's on, this offense is much deeper. So Klein is being very strategic by putting her in the two-hole, knowing that he can get her going. It just extends the lineup to the point where there are no gaps. And the foul ball. You can tell Mesker-Irwin is starting to key in. Folks have really been looking forward to a resurgence on her part. And her swings yesterday shows that she's just an inch away. There's a nice drive in the right center field. Lauti comes in to score. Mesker-Irwin takes the turn. Vipers up 1-0. The Vipers won their first two games yesterday before dropping a third to the Pleasant Hill Panthers, and so today to get off to a good start in the elimination game is critical. They put one on the board here in the first inning with no outs. You've got Weaver up to bat, Mesker-Irwin on first base. Strike one. Usually Klein will have his runners advance on that first pitch. He likes to test that catcher, but on this time, he did not send the runner. 0-1. The ball bounced in the dirt. Mesker-Irwin advances to second base. She's now in scoring position, so there's no need to take a pitch here. And Santa Clara wants to talk it over. The coach here realizes this Vipers offense is explosive enough. You really don't want to give them too much room. They're off to a 1-0 start. There are no outs. There's a runner in scoring position. Weaver has been hot lately. She's carried her momentum from the summer into the fall. Yesterday she had a triple and a double. She went 2 for 2 with 3 walks. And so the last thing they want to do is give up a hit here, fall behind 2-0, and then have to play from behind with Epstein on the mound today. Conference now over. Santa Clara coach walks back to the dugout. Weaver settles in. And the pitch. There's a drive to deep right field. Over the right fielder's head. Weaver's motoring into second base. She's going to turn the corner. She's going to go for 3. And she slides safely in the third for a triple. Metzger Irwin scores all the way from first base. Well, whatever they talked about in that conference doesn't seem to have worked. Weaver jumped on the first pitch that she saw and took it the opposite field. Now you have Aaliyah Bowers up. Vipers up 2-0. Nobody out. Runners on third base. Ball one. She takes a look at Coach Klein at third base, taps her helmet to acknowledge that she's received the sign, digs back in. Swing and a miss. Any ball hit to the right side of the infield will score a run. So here you're looking to put it into play. Oh, the changeup just missed. Just missed. I have to wonder where that pitch was. In fact, let's take a look at that again. She throws a changeup on the outside corner and he frees it right there. You know, that's a tough pitch to take, a little above the knee, right on the outside corner. Folks, let's just say the Vipers are happy with that call. Back two. That ball seemed to be a little bit inside. That may have been a makeup call. 2-2. Bowers has also been a hot hitter coming in from the summer. Swing and a miss, strike three. Up steps Marianne Tanner. Yesterday she went 2 for 5 with a double and a single. She drove in 3 runs, so she's a pretty hot hitter. And here we've got less than 2 outs and a runner on third base. We need a ground ball here to preferably the right side of the infield, but her job here is to drive in this run. And the pitch, hard ground ball to the left side of the infield. Weaver immediately dashes home and scores. Tanner is out at first base. What a close play at first base. We need to take a look at that again. Let's start with Klein giving her the green light and Tanner swinging on the first pitch to the left side of the infield. She hits a hard ground ball, drives in the run. Let's take a look at the base running from Weaver. As soon as the ball is on the ground, she dashes home, slides in safely for the third run of the game. So the Vipers are up 3-0. The second thing, let's take a look, is how Marianne sits back on this changeup. This is a nice pitch, but you see her hesitate right here, keeps her hands back, and then pushes to the left side on the ground where it needs to be. Tanner then gets out of the box quickly, and we see a very, very close play at first base. She hustles down that line with sprinter speed, and she gets there right there, frees it. Now notice how close this play is. I'm telling you, it looks like she's going to beat it, push it forward just a little bit more. I really don't know. It could be a tie. Usually the ties go to the runner, but you have to respect the umpire's call. Tanner does her job. Vipers up 3-0, and it's clear that the changeup of the Santa Clara pitcher is not giving them problems. They're able to sit back on it and hit the ball hard. Up steps Epstein. Base is clear. Vipers up 3-0. First pitch, ball one. Fly ball. Second pitch, right side of the infield. First basewoman nabs it easily for the third out of the inning. Nevertheless, the Vipers, on the strength of 3 hits, are able to push across 3 runs and start the game up 3-0. The Vipers are bringing Epstein to the mound. She had a very successful day yesterday on Saturday's game. She went 4 innings, gave up 1 run, 4 strikeouts, 3 hits. So and she notched the win. So she's a hot pitcher, and we'll see how she fares today. You see this warm up here by Santa Clara. You'll notice the on-deck batter is practicing her drag bunt. We'll see if anybody notices that. Well, someone on the sideline is calling out to Metzger Irwin to take a look at this. I'm not sure if they're paying attention, but it's clear what this first batter's intentions are. So hopefully the bench coaches are paying attention and the fielders are watching, because it's clear. It's been 3 in a row now that she's practiced her drag bunt. Take a look at her on the left. Now that they're paying attention, she may not do it. Let's see. Absolutely. Someone on the sideline has said, hey, watch your third basewoman. Well, we'll see if the defense has been paying attention and the crowd has been attentive, because they should now adjust their positioning based on what they've seen. Looks like Coach Klein is doing just that. He's moved his third baseman in and moved his left fielder, Alana Berger-Moody, a little bit closer. Let's see if this plays out. And sure enough, drag bunt, fielded cleanly by Epstein, first out of the inning. It really does help to watch what these batters are doing in the on-deck circle. The fielders really can pick up an advantage if they're focused on what the on-deck folks are doing, as well as the bench coaches for the Vipers and the team. One down. Little inside. Epstein seems to have her form in tip-top shape right now. She's really dealing up there. A little bit inside and low. Wind up, pitch, ball, low and inside. 2 balls, 1 strike. 1 down. Ground ball to the left side of the infield. Scooped up by Lauti. Nice throw to first base. The second out of the inning. Let's take a look at that. On the pitch, let's see. The batter pushes the ball towards the left side of the infield. Mesker Irwin slides to her left, trying to get it. Can't quite get there. Lauti charges it, gets it in rhythm with 1 step, stops, fires accurately to Tanner at first base, who gets it a good 2 steps ahead of the runner. Batter's out. Well executed defense. Mesker Irwin showing good movement at third base as she slides towards the left, but Lauti being there, circling it, and always charging, as Coach Klein likes to say, and putting herself in position to make the play. Tanner with a nice stretch. Ball 1 to the next batter. Epstein prepares the ground near the mound. She likes it a certain way. Here's the pitch. There's another ground ball. This one directly to Lauti at the shortstop. And nice stretch by Tanner to reach up high to grab that ball for the 3rd out of the inning. And after 1, we have Vipers 3, Santa Clara 0. The Vipers will start the next inning with Amara, Alana, Camille, and then back to the top of the order with Etta. In steps Amara McAvoy. Yesterday she went 1 for 3 with 2 walks. In 5 plate appearances, ball 1. He scored a couple of runs, played strong defense, and is looking to build on that today. 3-0 Vipers, no outs. 1 strike, inside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike. McAvoy's been playing stellar defense, and Coach Klein is showing more and more confidence in her as her defensive prowess. Oh, there's a nice bunt. Drop down the third base line. McAvoy turns on the Jets, and she beats it out. The call is safe. Wow, what a surprise. No one was expecting that. I'm not sure if Coach Klein called for that bunt or if she just decided to do it on her own, but it was perfectly placed on the third base line, not too far, so the third basewoman couldn't get it, and she scooted down to first base for a bunt single. Let's take a look at that again. Let's start by taking a look at Coach Klein as he gives McAvoy the signal. Let's see if he tells her to bunt. He gives her the signal. She taps her head to acknowledge. And now what may be the key is the late break that she gets. She starts very late in the windup. So that way the third basewoman doesn't have time to jump the play and charge it. The catcher's actually forced to make this play. McAvoy's quick out the box, uses her speed, dashes down the first base line, and as you can see there, easily beats the throw. Wow, what a great use of speed. And here's Burger Moody, who turns the square and bunt. McAvoy takes off for second with a sacrifice. A well-placed bunt. Burger Moody's on first base with a bunt single, and McAvoy's also saved on second. So the small ball is in effect today. The Vipers are looking to push across a run and are doing whatever they can to put these runners in motion. Burger Moody gets a clean hit, which could have intended to be a sacrifice. Turns out being the base hit. Now you've got runners on first and second with nobody out. And here comes Camille Pratt. Ball one. Runners stay put. The Vipers have been working on bunting in practice, and Coach Klein is really trying to expand their game. He has them swinging a little bit more freely. He has them holding on changeups, as you've seen, being patient, sitting back in the box, going the opposite way with outside pitches, and he's now adding small ball element to their game, and this is beginning to pay dividends. It also forces this defense to be on their heels a bit. They really don't know what to expect from the Vipers at this point. Inside corner. Called strike. Two balls, one strike. Pratt Chapman steps in. Strike two, right down the middle of the plate. With no outs, I believe Coach wants her to really try getting the ball on the ground and advance those runners. He wants to get them in scoring position so they can be knocked in a little bit later. There's a foul ball to the right side. Falls without the defense being able to make a play. Neal's job here is to put the ball in play and advance those runners if at all possible. On the pitch. There's a line drive. Caught by the first basewoman. Runners stay put. One out. Top of the order at Lauti is up. On Sundays, teams by rule play 9 batters unless they use an extra hitter. I'm sorry, a designated player or a flex to add that 10th player. They're generally playing by ASA rules. Here's Lauti. First pitch, ball one. Really wants to drive these runners in with a base hit, but at least move them across, move them along. Inside. 2 balls, no strikes. There's a hard ball hit to the left side of the infield. Shortstop adroitly scoops it up. Instead of throwing across the diamond, being aware of the situation, she goes to third to get that lead runner. We've still got runners on first and second with plenty of speed. And here comes Mesker Irwin, who's been swinging a really authoritative bat over the last day and a half. She's really beginning to come out of the little freeze she was in, and she's now looking to be much more aggressive. There's strike one looking. A base hit here would be very timely as the Vipers are already up 3-0, but they're looking for more. Mesker Irwin steps in, batting second today. And the pitch. Oh, there's a drive to deep left center field. They're not going to get it. She turns first and goes towards second base. One runs in. The second runner is being waved around. Lauti scores easily from first base. There's a 2-run double for Mesker Irwin. Vipers have stretched it to 5-0. Up steps Weaver. Looking for more. She's got a runner in scoring position. Batting third today. A hit here would stretch it to 6-0. Mesker Irwin has plenty of speed at second base, and Klein is notoriously an aggressive base coach. Foul ball. Swinging a little bit late. So I'd have to imagine if that ball gets to the infield, he'll be sitting her. Weaver hit a triple last time at bat, so she seems to have dialed in pretty well to this pitcher. Coach Klein ball. Runner advances to third. Coach Klein had let the runner know that she'd be advancing on any pop-up. Now with the runner at third base, Coach Klein basically tells her, look, kid, we need a hit. The hit scores a run. Stride. That was right in the middle of the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes. With 2 strikes, we'll see what this pitcher dials up. He's shown a good changeup today, as well as good location. There's a fastball right in the outside corner, and Weaver punished that ball, but it was foul. You could tell she seems to have caught up to the pitcher's fastball, so we'll see if she adjusts. This may be a perfect place to throw her changeup, as she's beginning to get a beat on that fastball. Then again, she's behind on the fastball. It's tough because the changeup might put her right on target. But let's see if what the pitcher dials up here. She does throw the changeup. Weaver stays back on it, keeps her hands back, and wraps it to right center field. Drives in Mesker Irwin. Vipers up 6-0. Good 2-strike hitting. The Vipers are a really well-trained hitting outfit at this point, as a couple of players, namely Tanner and Weaver, have been able to address those changeups quite promptly by waiting on them and then exploding through the zone. And here you have Aaliyah Bauer stepping up to the plate. 6-run lead, runner on first base with 2 out. The first pitch is swung at and missed. Bowers is a notorious streaky hitter. Foul back, which means once she gets going, she can carry the entire offense. No balls, 2 strikes. There's a pop-up, and it's caught for out number 3. And after 1.5, 6-0 Vipers. Bottom of the second inning. Double 0 up to bat. Cleanup hitter for Santa Clara. Same defensive configuration on the field for the Vipers. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Epstein seems to be picking right back up where she left off after the first inning of play, which is throwing strikes, painting the corners, locating her pitches. Let's see what she dials up here for pitch number 2. Ball 1. As the Vipers' parents acknowledge, she is chasing that outside corner. Gets a signal from Coach Klein. She relays it to Epstein. Here's the pitch. Foul ball. Strike 2. She jumps ahead 1-2. Pitchers count. This is the same situation that the Santa Clara pitcher found herself in recently with a 1-2 count. Batter fouling off the fastball. Let's see what Epstein dials up here. He stays with the fastball. Paints in the outside corner. Camille wisely finishes the play by tagging the runner. We've got 1 down as Etelauti calls out 1 down. Left-handed batter, Coach Klein is shifting his outfielders a little bit. But it's interesting, Epstein's approach with Klein and with Pratt Chapman behind the plate. On a 1-2 pitchers count, they didn't play around with her. They went right after her with a fastball. Line drive towards third base, caught by Mesker Irwin. Quickly 2 down here in the bottom of the second inning. Talk about an economy of pitches. This defense is playing well enough today where if Epstein's able to push through, she may be able to go a little bit longer today. 2 down. Outside. Ball 1. There's a wind up in the pitch. Ball hit the shortstop. Laioti picks it up again, scoots it in one motion, throws it to Tanner, who again stretches for that high throw and brings it in the inning. After 2, Vipers 6, Santa Clara 0. Marianne Tanner leads off the top of the 3rd inning. We've got Marianne, Izzy, Amara, Alana Berger-Moody, and then Camille Pratt-Chapman. Outside, ball 1. The energy is pretty good for the Vipers sideline. You still hear the girls cheering and impacting the game from the dugout. Here's the windup in the pitch. The ball is pushed to the left side of the infield. Fielder gets it, throws it cleanly across the diamond, but it does short hop the first baseman. Tanner, with that speed of hers, legs it out for another infield hit. She's really showing her speed today. That's the second ball where her speed has been a factor. One she was called out on that was a questionable call. This one there was no doubt on it. She forced that third baseman to rush that throw and simply legged it out. Now here comes Epstein, who's also been dialed into the plate lately. Ball 1. She squares around the bunt but pulls back. Tanner does not go. Let's see what Izzy's intentions are for this second pitch. I think the Santa Clara pitcher is struggling. They're going to have to really consider taking her out. The game already at 6-0. It's going to be difficult for her to give her team a chance to win if she's not throwing strikes. Then again, this Vipers team will do that to you. Ball inside. They'll wear you down. Once they get on the roll, you hear them cheering. When they're loud like that, the small ball is working. The power hitting is there. The speed on the bases is showing up. They're a tough bunch to deal with. And with Epstein dealing, I would imagine it's got to be a little bit frustrating for Santa Clara. There's ball 4. She walked her on 4 straight pitches. And now here comes McAvoy. We've got Tanner at second base. We've got Epstein at first base. And we'll see what Jonathan does here. Coach Klein, after giving 4 straight balls to Epstein, he may have her take a pitch to see if she can throw a strike. Let's see what he does. McAvoy's taking her time. She's looking down to third base. She taps her helmet to acknowledge. She definitely wants to get those runners across by any means. And she squares around the bunt. And there's a well-placed bunt down the left side of the infield. Third baseman comes over to field it cleanly. Throws to first base, not in time. McAvoy showing the wheels again. Beats out another infield hit. Everybody's safe. And now here comes Berger-Moody. Lana's been hot over the weekend. She drove in some runs. She's hit a home run. She's really beginning to swing that bat well. Here she is with the bases loaded. Ball 1 with nobody out. There's a wind up, pitch. There's a nice drive to left center field. Berger-Moody sends this ball deep as the fielders come in, and a nice hook slide in at second base. 2 runners score. McAvoy slides to third. Berger-Moody in with a double, and folks, the Vipers have broken it open. Now Pratt-Chapman steps up with runners at second and third. Nobody out. 8 runs in. There's a drive to left field, but it's foul. Strike 1. But she's on it. No balls, 1 strike. You hear Camille's mother in the stands urging her to bring them all home, she says. Chapman's focusing on Coach Klein over at third base. She gets the signal for him. Stride. One. Inside corner. The Vipers dugout is getting louder and louder. The momentum is beginning to build. And that type of team spirit really can wear an opponent down. Ball. Runners choose not to advance. Probably wise with no outs. Runners on second and third. They don't want to make the first out on the bases. Ball in the dirt. She tries a changeup, and I mean, she looped that ball in there. I think they have her out of sorts. Her normal changeup floats in at about 39, or fastball's about 49, so 10-mile-an-hour difference. But that was a high looping, almost like an old school Ephus pitch or a Doofus pitch. There's a drive down the first base line. First baseman scoops it up, touches first base, but a run is driven in. 9-0 Vipers. Back to the top of the order. Burger Moody slides over to third base on the play. Chapman does her job. Pratt Chapman is able to get that ball towards the right side of the infield on the ground and scores a run. Etalauti up to bat. First pitch is a bunt. Laid down perfectly again, and there's that Viper's speed. She beats it out to first base. 10-0 Vipers. Let's see that again. It all starts with good communication between the batter and the third base coach. Coach Klein gives her the signal here. Laiuti taps her helmet to acknowledge. That's a great communication between player and coach. As Laiuti steps in, let's slow down here a little bit for you. She doesn't give away the bunt sign too quickly. She stays in hitting position. And as the pitcher steps and approaches the rubber, Laiuti still waits. There's the windup on the backswing, and now she brings it to bunting position and actually lays it down right towards the pitcher. The ideal position is to get that ball to the left or right, but Laiuti puts it right towards the pitcher. Look at that sprinter's form. The Vipers have been working on conditioning, and it's paying off as she pumps her arms. With her speed, it's not even close. This pitch was bunted just to the right of the pitcher, to the left of the batter, and Laiuti beat it out as if it was down the third base line and perfectly placed. That is small ball at its best. You see Burger Moody coming across the plate, and I know Santa Clara's got to be frustrated. After a strong performance yesterday, Santa Clara came in here with hopes of winning this tournament. The Vipers have come in and put up a 10 spot, and with Epstein pitching and the defense solid, it looks like we could be heading towards a mercy rule. The bunts well executed. The speed is on full display. The power is there, as we've had a couple of doubles and triple and some well hit balls. This Vipers team right now is playing a heck of a game. The coach for Santa Clara pauses the action and go round up his troops and say, "Listen, ladies, let's finish this game strong." Santa Clara coach talks to the umpire, has a few words for Coach Klein as he heads back to the dugout. He seems to have some concerns about the way things are going. But Coach, it's Sunday, you got to stop him. Up cut steps Mesker Irwin, who also squares around the bunt, but drags it back. Etta scoots to second base. Mesker Irwin pulls a bunt back. 1-0 count. Coach Klein gives her the signal. She taps her helmet to acknowledge. Now steps right in. She's in scoring position now. No need to bunt to move her over and advance her. Ball 2. Inside. Coach Klein is telling her to have a very narrow zone. He's green lit this swing if she chooses to, but be choosy, he says. Narrow zone. There's a hard hit ball up the middle. Laiuti avoids the the ball in the out. Klein waves her across. 11-0 Vipers. And folks, we've got a blowout. Weaver steps up. I tell you, this lineup is pretty unforgiving. Gets a sign from Coach Klein. Not quite sure what that was, but she seems to know what it is, and she acknowledges it by tapping her helmet. Let's see what she does here. First pitch swinging, pop fly, infield, makes the catch to second base. 2 outs. Metzger Irwin scoots back to first base with a problem, and up steps Bowers. Again, the Vipers are going to win this tournament. They've got to get Bowers going. She's one of their top hitters over the summer, and so this fall they really need to have her going well to make sure that lineup is deep. Ball 1 in the dirt outside. 2 outs. The first step is for Bowers to have a good at bat where she sees plenty of pitches and narrows her strike zone high. Ball 2. Just as we mentioned it, she's being very selective. She's ahead 2 balls, no strikes. With an 11-run lead, I doubt he's going to be having her take many pitches here. Sure enough, she swings and just misses with the foul ball. Let's take a look at that again. As the ball comes out of this pitcher's hand, she has a nice spin on it to produce a sinking motion down and away. Bowers takes a swing at it, and you see she's right on the ball, maybe a little bit outside of her swing radius. She foul tips it off to the right for a strike. Bowers steps in again. There's another foul ball. Slowly but surely, Bowers seems to be dialing it in. Wouldn't be surprised to see this pitcher mix it up. You never want a batter to get that comfortable where she's beginning to square that ball up. First foul balls are going backwards. Now they're swinging slightly to the right. I wouldn't be surprised if the next one was drilled right up the middle. And so we'll see what the pitcher does. Ball low. Full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Strike 3. Runner goes. That was the 3rd out of the inning. And heading to the bottom half of the inning, we have Vipers up 11-0. With Santa Clara coming to bat. Interestingly, the Vipers are bringing Epstein back out. That Suns bidding to emerge. Coach Klein seems to want a quick inning. He shouts out 7, 8, 9, letting everyone know where they're at in the batting order. So he's hoping that Epstein can make quick work of them, get out that sun, and prepare for the next game. We're approaching the time limit here, and also the 15-run limit. First pitch. Ball hits the left side of the infield. Gets through. Ronneberger Moody fields the ball cleanly, throws it into second base, limits the damage to a single. 1 on. Number 8 batter steps up. Foul ball, straight up. Pratt Chapman unable to locate the pop-up. Nevertheless, strike 1. As she's gaining more and more experience with her reflexes, it's only a matter of time before she becomes a really strong force back there behind the plate. She's already stabilized the defensive alignment. With her strong arm, a little bit more experience back there, and Pratt Chapman will be a force to be reckoned with. Foul ball, strike 2. Quickly ahead 0-2. No need to dance around the batters with an 11-run lead. Third pitch. Another foul ball down the third base line. Metzger Irwin quickly scoops it up. Still 0-2. with this kind of a lead, Coach Klein's going to have her throw strikes. Wouldn't be surprised if he has her pound the strike zone regardless of the count. Force him to put it in play. Let your defense work. Here's the windup and the pitch. Yeah, a little bit high. Ball one. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Also a ball. A little bit high, a little bit outside. 2-2. Sometimes Epstein locks in when she's going well like this. She tends to lock in and look for the strikeout as opposed to letting her defense work. We'll see how she approaches this number 8 batter for Santa Clara. Another foul ball to the right. What a battle. After Epstein jumped ahead 0-2, the batter refuses to go down quietly. She's fouled off another pitch and taking a couple of balls. Let's see what happens here. There's a ball hit to the left side of the infield, scooped up by Mesker Irwin. She chooses to go to second base with the throw. Not in time. Everybody's safe. Hey, that's a heck of an at-bat. The kid was down 0-2, fought back 2-2, and fouled off a couple of pitches. Was able to poke it down the third base line, force the defense to make a play, and scoot down to first base. Great at-bat. Now Epstein's going to have to worry about endurance, and fatigue, and being able to handle the elements. Number 8 steps up, squares the bunt. Offset it. Strike 1. There are no outs. There's a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Santa Clara's first goal is to get a run on the board. They don't want to be shut out here. That's not the way you want to end the tournament after a long weekend. The Vipers, on the other hand, want to get out of this game, conserve their strength, and get ready for the quarterfinals. Let's hit the semis. There's a strike. I think the batter thought there were 3. Not yet, young lady. You've got 1 more chance. Strike 3 swinging. 1 out. Santa Clara is really trying to get that first run across the board. They've got batters playing small ball down 11 runs. And there's the fake drag bunt. Throws down to third base. Ochi's there, grabs it. Spins around, applies a tag, but she's called safe. That throw looked to be there in plenty of time. What a risky play. Let's take a look at that again. Pratt Chapman gets the ball. 1 step, quick release. A powerful throw on the line. Mesker Irwin backs up. Gets the ball, applies a tag. There you see the tag applied ahead of the runner, clearly out. However, with the continuation of the play and the positioning of the umpire, he can't see the tag, and he calls what he sees, calls her safe. Hey, it's part of the game. Great play, though, by the Vipers defense as Pratt Chapman begins to really assert herself behind the plate. There's a foul ball. Number 22 here continues the battle. She fakes at a drag bunt. Got defensive indifference as the runner from first base goes to second. Brett Chapman coolly allows her to go there, understanding the situation. We don't need the circus to break out, an errant throw, or a runner from third base to score, so she simply flips it back to Epstein, lets that runner advance, and focuses on the next pitch. One out so far. She attempts a bag bunt with 2 strikes and gets her at first base. Nice play by Epstein. Epstein, way to work together with Marianne Tanner. Santa Clara gets that run that they've been working for. It's not going to be a shutout today. It's 11-1. But there are now 2 outs. And with a runner at third base, Santa Clara wants to see if they can get something going here. Epstein to pitch. A little bit high. Ball 1.
Leah came to you last time.
There's a foul ball down the third base line. A little too quick with those hands. Coach Klein is asking his third baseman to scoot over, lets her know it's coming right to her. Says it's coming right to you, third base. And sure enough, just as predicted, it goes straight to the third basewoman. It gets past the left fielder. Burger Moody chases it. A single now turns into a double, or a single and an advance on an error. They score that second run, and the Vipers are now up by only 9. Two down, 2 in. The ball hit to the right side. McAvoy scoops it up. Tosses it to Marianne Tanner for the third out of the inning. They do push across 2 runs. And the score, the Santa Clara SWAT 2 and the OGSL Vipers 11. Due up. We begin with Marianne Tanner, Izzy Epstein, and then Mara McAvoy and Alana Burger Moody. Tanner's gone 1 for 2 today. She's driven in a run and contributed to a big rally in the second inning. She fists the first ball towards shortstop, who calmly throws it over to first base for the first out of the inning. 1 pitch, 1 out. That's pretty efficient. Up steps Epstein to try to help herself. Well, they're already up 11-2. I don't know how much more help she can get, but she steps up to take a crack. You know, at some point, Santa Clara's going to have to consider taking this pitcher out. She's really worked hard today, but she's still dealing. Inside corner, strike 1. Epstein settles in. That ball dies on the pitcher 3/4 of the way to the mound. Didn't quite make it. Bounced up. 1 ball, 1 strike. There's a sharply hit ball to left field. Epstein chips in with a single. And up comes Amara McAvoy. She gets a sign from Coach Klein. running for a base hit today, and she squares around again. The runner, however, does not go. Sounds like the Santa Clara coach has got some different opinions about that bunt call. He's letting the Vipers know how he feels. He's giving Coach Klein an earful. Amara swings away and misses. These coaches are having an ongoing conversation down there at third base. There must be some concern about the bunt. This is a Sunday game. The Vipers are up 11-2 and probably looking to get out of this sun. Oh, nice changeup. Nice changeup. Now, McAvoy did a great job of staying back. She waited a little bit too long before she attacked that ball, but she did a great job of staying back and not forcing the action by being too far out in front. This is something that we've seen from all the Vipers hitters today. They really have adjusted well to the changeup. All 2 strikes to McAvoy. Oh. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Epstein's on first base. Mara McAvoy steps back in. And the pitch. She slaps the ball towards the right side of the diamond. It gets through. Epstein motors into third base. And on the throw, Amara slides up to second. Once again, the Vipers have something going here. Up steps Alana Berger-Moody. We do have a pinch runner for Epstein. I may have missed that. Let's see who that is on third base. They pulled Epstein from the elements. Ball 1 to Berger-Moody. It could be Ella Che on third base. Runners on second and third. 4 runs away from a mercy rule, so they may be going for that. She turns quickly on a pitch and fouls it down the third base line. Berger-Moody gets a sign from Coach Klein. Oh, there's another bunt. To the left of the pitcher, or to the left of the batter, to the right of the pitcher. It's unexpected. Pushes a run across. And now the Santa Clara coach is really upset. These 2 coaches, I think there's no love lost here. That must be Naomi on third. And we have, or I'm sorry, Cecilia on third. And we have, looks like Ella Che, number 4, is subbing in. And ready to hit. Ella subbing in for Camille Pratt-Chapman. Doesn't mean that she's going to play catcher. It means that Coach Klein and Coach Irwin are going to shuffle things around when they get back on defense. But for now, ball 1. Ella Che steps in. And I'm telling you, this Santa Clara coach is absolutely seething. He's in Coach Klein's ear. Coach Klein is focusing on his team, giving the signals in. Ella Che digs in. The pitch. And it's a ball. 2 balls, no strikes. Telling her to be selective. Way ahead, he says. Your zone only. There's a strike on the outside corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes. We've got 1 down. Ella Che up to bat. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Little outside, ball 2. 3 balls, 1 strike. The hitters count. Ball's in play to the right side. Second baseman scoops it up, throws it over the first. A run does score. Vipers are now up 13-2 with a runner on third base and 2. And now to the top of the order, Etta Lauti is at bat. She's had a pretty good day today. She's managed a couple of hits and played some good defense at shortstop. Now with the runner at third base and a significant lead, Oakland's going to see if she can get this run in. The Vipers are eyeing that shutout, not shutout, but the mercy rule. On a Sunday tournament game, the sooner you can get out that sun, the better. The Elements are another competitor here that all the teams have to deal with. And by virtue of the very strained seating, the Vipers had to play a third game today, as opposed to only having to play two if they'd won the B or the C bracket. Coaches are still talking to each other over there on the third base line. There's a hard hit ball towards the right side. Runner scores. Lochi takes a single, and I think that's Coach Klein's point, which is, hey, look, if you want me to swing away, we can let these young ladies swing away. I'm not sure you like the result. Santa Clara coach calls a timeout. He just needs to gather his forces here. They had come into this game expecting to be successful against the Vipers, but between the pitching, the disciplined and aggressive hitting, the aggressive base running, and the slick fielding, they just seem overmatched right now. Next batter steps up to hit. They're looking to extend this lead and trying to get to the mercy rule if they can and get out the Elements and prepare for the rest of the day. But this scrappy Santa Clara team won't go down without a fight.
Oh, here we go, Lee. This is the one right here. Who we been waiting on? Two? I got 2 out. Yeah, we got 2. 2 out. Ella's RBI, second base, Camille, two. Yeah.
Coaches and scorekeepers sort out the logistics. Two outs in the pitch. Ball.
All right, here we go, kid.
1 ball, no strikes. Runner in scoring position at second base. This scorer up the bat. The ball's put in play. It's popped up. Shallow third base, infield. Who comes over and makes a play? Vipers are up 14-2. We've finished 3 innings and a half of the 4th. Now we're moving to the bottom of the 4th inning with a 0-0 coming up to bat.
Defense, stay sharp, man. Let's go. Keep talking, stay sharp.
And Epstein approaches. She begins her windup. The pitch. Ball 1.
Let's go, D.
Ball put in play down the third base line. However, it slices foul. Metzger Irwin picks it up, throws it back in, and the batter has to come back and reset. Foul ball, straight back. Two strikes in the batter. Izzy still on the mound for the Vipers. Wow. I'm not sure where that pitch was, folks. That looked good from here. Fastball on the inside corner at the knees umpire decides not to call it a strike. Hit by a pitch that grazed her on the inside part of her jersey. Batter gets a free pass down to first base.
Job, let's go, D. Do anything, but here we go, give it to me, give it to him,
Batter steps in. Epstein's approach. There's a ball hit sharply right at Epstein, who grabs it out of the air for an out, then turns and pivots towards first base, where they're able to double off the runner who took off, and she was dead to rights. So there's no way she's getting back to the line drive like that. Tanner tags the base, and just like that, we go from having a potential rally in the bottom of the fourth to 2 out and nobody on.
Make a catch, ladies, make a catch.
Given the timing of this game and the rules for the tournament, this could very well be the last opportunity for the SWAT, the Santa Clara SWAT, to get back into this game. They may not have more time. Strike one swinging. And now here's the second pitch in the dirt, ball 1. 1-1. Vipers have scored 3 in the first, 3 in the second, 5 in the third, 3 in the fourth. They've collected 16 hits, committed only 1 error, and scored 14 runs. Strike 2. By contrast, although the Santa Clara SWAT have not had an error, they've also only been able to muster 2 hits. And when you're playing against a team with an offense like the Vipers, you're going to have to bring your sticks to the party as well. They just haven't been able to do that against Epsom today. The ball that's hit, center field. Maya Meta camps underneath it, makes a third out, and that, folks, is your ball game. For a final score, Oakland Vipers 14, Santa Clara SWAT 2. The Vipers will be moving on to face the number 1 seed out of the C bracket, who had an opportunity to rest.
Good job, SWAT.
They'll play them for the opportunity to play in the finals, likely against Pleasant Hill or potentially Crossfire. There you have it. Game 1 on Sunday in the books. Vipers win 14-2.